So YouTube has a thing about the first 10 seconds of profanity. I wonder if they have a thing about the entire first 10 minutes being nothing but profanity.
Yeah, I mean,
that's fine.
Betsy, come back home. It's just not that big a deal.
No, Roger, it's a disgusting habit, and I am sick and tired of it. If I had sat down, I would have gotten toilet water all over my vagina.
My grandma's from Virginia.
Oh, Virginia.
Come on, asshole. Let's get back to work.
What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to another edition of SMB, a South Park review, where each and every week we break down South Park for you in linear fashion. And we're back. I'm not alone. I've got two guys with me today who are ready to break down and recap some South Park for you. First up on the scene, this man likes to bring the pain in the digital marketing game. He's a guy that solicits those picks to get your clicks. Writer, producer, director, on-screen talent, vice president of maybe your operations or marketing. Ladies and gentlemen, Dane Becker.
Hey there, how you doing, everybody? Glad that you're here with South Park. South Park. It's great to see you. South Park is just still one of those properties that always delivers. It never fails.
But Dane, why don't you look into the camera and say, you know who won't fail you is South Park. You just say that one more time and I'll be
You know who won't fail you? Excuse me. You know who won't fail you? South Park.
Dane in a robe.
Bingo.
Dane in a robe. He's back looking sexy. If you donate $5 every time you listen to this part of the podcast, like as you're watching this on video, send us proof, and maybe Dane will send you some pics.
I will. I'm very sexy underneath this. I'm all
Only
thin,
Dane.com.
twinkish. Oh, it's great.
I wish I knew it was robe night.
Wish I knew it was robe night. Me too. Apparently, I missed that memo. Ladies and gentlemen,
night, baby, it's robe night.
He's there. He's back. We don't have our pajamas on for pajama day like Dane for the pajama day fucking parade. But
yeah, they grounded you guys.
I know. We got grounded. But he's back, ladies and gentlemen. The Train 3000 coming to you all the way from the great Northwest, where people say it's the best. They got the rain, not the snow. But if you look closely, everyone's in a drove because it's all dark and gray. But Darren's here to say he's going to shine a light on your face. And he's going to make you feel like you are a perfect in your body. And you're perfect. You're a perfect race.
You came up with a whole
Perfect
new
race.
genre.
Hold on. You want to talk about cutting something out there?
Yeah.
I didn't know what to rhyme with it. That's why I was taking so long. I was going ace, base, chase, dace. I was
You've
like,
heard of
brainstorming.
freestyle raps, but
Yeah,
have you
Matt's
heard
giving
of
us Drake level bars right now.
I'm just saying, like, I'm not saying there isn't a
Drake
perfect race.
level
I'm
bars.
saying Darren's going to make you feel good about what you are, your body, your race, who you are.
Oh,
That's what I was
I
saying.
can do that.
Yeah,
Because he obviously you're implying that because he looks so good.
yeah, and is also, as we found out, I mean, he comes from a long history of people making people feel good and coming out with great ideas. As you pointed out, his great grandfather, the inventor of Pokemon. So, like, Darren has a history of making people feel good. His family making feel good. They invented Pokemon. I mean,
Yeah,
producer
Dane
of
likes
Michael
to
Jackson.
believe that my family invented everything and that I produced every song. And
Oh yeah.
I may have produced every song. I don't know.
Yeah, Darren is very much well known for the Bad album, the Dangerous album as well.
oh wow, I didn't know that too. That's a great.
Yeah, the
new-
Paul McCartney track on Thriller. Yeah, he's crazy.
That's a great new fun fact. Well, before we get into the breakdown, I forgot to do the last two episodes. Let's go ahead and let's get some feedback here from some of our listeners.
You don't want it.
Oh, well, you're gonna
We're
take it.
perfect.
You're gonna take it. This one is from Adelaide. She says, wow, the talent involved in performing as Cartman's multiple personalities, and to his mom for trying to communicate with him. I marvel at the pain he emotes as he sheds his childhood. She's, of course, talking about the episode where Cartman killed all of his stuffed animals.
1%.
Right, making sure people see that he's adulting. Life been lifing sometimes. I love the Hitchcock angles and zooming techniques. Oh my God, Muscle Man Mark was screaming while being boiled alive. And yay for Jay possibly being here the next time about Thanksgiving. That's right, he was. Check out History Channel Thanksgiving. And of course, John Oliver was just covering the phenomenon of UFOs or UAPs. They jabbed at the ratchetary the History Channel be putting out. just right.
Wow.
Oh, so
Perfect timing.
that was perfect timing. So there you go.
Thank you, Adelaide. You brought up the Hitchcock shots as well. I like Adelaide very, very much. Marry me.
Well, there you go. So if you're looking for some dick, Adelaide, Dane Becker is shopping.
It is absolutely. You're gonna
My
need
God.
3 tape measures. That's a little weird.
He's just letting it all hang out.
So YouTube has a thing about the first 10 seconds of profanity. I
Yeah.
wonder if they have a thing about the entire first 10 minutes being nothing but profanity.
Yeah, I mean,
That's fine.
I feel like
Well, that is fine as long as the first 10 seconds are cool.
Yeah.
I think
That's YouTube's policy.
Yeah,
Clear the
Darren,
first
just
10
do
seconds
zoom-ins of
and
my-
then just let it rip.
Just do zoom-ins of my face, man. You'll be fine. Just like hold it there for 10 seconds. Cut
We
right
just
into it.
we literally just need to do a 10-second countdown timer where at the bottom it just says waiting 10 seconds for profanity.
Yeah, exactly. Throw in a clip of what's to come. We're there.
Well, we're happy to have everyone back, and we're happy that you send us your information. So please continue to send us your emails, your feedback. Linktr.ee/SouthParkPod, or you can go at SouthParkPods with an S on X, South Park Podcast on Instagram, or send us an email, suckmyballspod@gmail.com. Let's get into season 16. This is season 16, episode 1. It is Reverse Cowgirl. It is the first episode of season 16 and the 224th overall episode of South Park, as it first aired on March 14th, 2012.
Oh my
This is SMB 227. Okay, so we're going to see the death of a character in this episode. I don't mean to start off in a somber way.
No, I'm just recovering from Muscle Man Mark.
I know. But basically, one of the boys leaves the toilet seat up after he uses the bathroom, and an unspeakable tragedy occurs.
How dare he?
I know.
I
Here's how it starts. The boys and Clyde are playing football in Clyde's backyard when his mother, Betsy Donovan, frantically screams for Clyde to come in. Clyde runs in with the boys, and Betsy begins yelling at Clyde for leaving the toilet seat up. Despite her repeated warnings, and of course, then she leaves. Apartment proclaims that parents should not be able to put rules on toilet time. It's the last bastion of privacy. Kyle asks him if his mother is always like that. Clyde does not respond to Kyle's question. Instead, asks him not to talk about the incident at school. Of course, when you have an Eric Cartman in your group, the next day at school, Cartman is seen telling the rest of the 4th grade class an exaggerated version of the story. Shortly afterwards, Betsy Donovan shows up at school in her robe, demanding that Clyde come home and put down the toilet seat. Later that day, Cartman is then showing Lane on his bed. Ha! She's like a lady who's not on her period. Yes, so... Well, speaking of periods, Betsy Donovan in this episode seems to be going through her own challenges as she, after yelling at Clyde and embarrassing him in class then, Cartman, of course, calls Kyle on the phone and gossips to him like a girl. It's so funny, you guys. I know, I was there, says Kyle. So yeah, that's a good place to start. Let's jump into a couple clips here on this edition of SMB, a South Park review.
Yeah, nice one, Clyde.
Clyde! Clyde!
She is
Clyde, get up here!
screaming.
Hurry!
So he runs up there.
What is that?
All the kids are now in the bathroom.
A toilet.
A toilet.
That's right. It's a toilet, Clyde. And where is the toilet seat? It's up. Because you left it up. Again. We've been through this countless times, Clyde.
Okay, Bob, just not in front of my friends, okay?
No, not okay. Because you aren't getting the message. What if I had fallen in? Start listening to me. Put it down. Put it down.
Damn. Look at her. Look at her face.
Look, I'm as respectful as the next guy, which is, none of them.
Yeah.
But I am. I'm a catch. Well, not really.
Yeah.
And like, yeah, you put the toilet seat down, but isn't also some of the responsibility on a grown woman to like just take a bit of a peek? Is it when you live in a house of multiple men, like just take a peek, just a little peek? Now I'm going to get crucified because I don't understand.
Before we go there, hold on. Let's finish up the scene. I want to take this conversation there. What's for sure.
Thank you.
Here's the boys.
Dude, that sucks, Clyde. A mom shouldn't be able to put rules on toilet time like that. Toilet time is the last bastion of American freedom.
Yeah, American freedom.
Is your mom always like that, dude? Look, could you guys just not say anything about this at school, please?
And of course, the
Please, man. It's
okay,
cute.
it's cute.
Yeah,
Say it's
not
cool.
happening.
Clyde! What if I told you about pissing on the seat? And Clyde's all like, okay, Mom.
Butters. Look at Butters' face.
All these Butters, man.
Look at Butters.
Bro, Butters and Cartman roll deep.
Yeah, we were just discussing that on the last episode when I was talking about it with Scoop. We were talking about on the poor and stupid episode, or the poor kid. I'm sorry, because I'm not the poor kid. It's you. Butters at the beginning of the episode crunches the numbers for him, right, and says he wouldn't tell the rest of the school that now Cartman's mother makes the lowest amount. And Scoop was like, "Do you really think Butters would do that?" And I was like, "Yeah, Butters would hold on to it in the pocket, right? Like, because he fucking knows Cartman and he's his buddy, but he knows if Cartman fucks him over, now I've got some fucking ammo again." And the last time fucking he had ammo, that Britney Spears shit popped off.
Daddy, come on, Justin, touch my baddie.
But then there's also an interesting relationship dynamic there to also look at too. That's because like since that point, yes, Cartman has had Butters help him on tons of different things, but he's never really fucked Butters over again because like he's not gonna get fucked over by Butters because he knows Butters will strike back.
No, yeah, Butters is on that list, that very short Cartman list, where it's like these people are impenetrable to my wrath.
He's cute. He's fine. He's cute. He's fine. So let's talk about that, Dane. You started talking about, and that's a great topic for this episode. I mean, we can't go through the whole episode without talking about it. But yes, the controversial topic of whose responsibility is it to put the seat down when you are going to use the restroom. Now, of course, the argument will be made if you live in a home with women, then, you know, instinctually, or at least, you know, from showing respect to your loved ones, you maybe go out of your way to put the seat down. However, if you forget to then put that seat down, it should not be thrown back at your face like you are some sort of Neanderthal or you are some sort of individual who doesn't care about me anymore or doesn't care about my needs because in this instance, I forgot to put the seat down.
Yeah,
So-
I'm going to defer to Darren on this one. Darren, thoughts?
Well, I think Matt actually hit it on the head, which is impressive for a single fella, which I am now too. So it's really a matter of, do you do it regularly or not? I mean, I don't think lashing out at someone for it's necessary. She freaks out on Clyde for doing this. I mean, for the most part, you're wiping that shit down and shutting it every time if you live with women. I mean, and you just make it a habit. But if you don't do it one time, like shit happens. Like to be like, dude, you've been like almost falling asleep sitting on the toilet before.
Hundreds.
Like in one of those cases, at some point you're gonna get up, you're gonna forget everything and walk straight to bed. Like, you know what I'm saying? You're going to taking a shit before bed. You already feel like you're falling asleep on the toilet. That's fine. You shouldn't get lashed out for that one right there. Like, but you should think about it, but you shouldn't get lashed out for it, like Clyde did.
Completely, I defer my opinion then directly to Darren's. I completely agree with that. I only live in houses with men, so as long as a bidet is on the toilet, gay guys don't actually care.
I've actually wondered how that is in the gay community. Is there a fight over the toilet thing? This is actually great that you're on this episode.
Yeah. No, our Sir John Harringtons, they fly straight forward. You know what I mean? Like there's no, as long as there's something on the toilet that shoots water into your butthole, gay guys do not care.
Yeah.
Well,
I realize you're from the unique perspective, at least in this group, of you have the same bodily functions as like that's.
Who knows?
Is there less arguments over things like that because of there's more of an understanding?
Oh my God, yeah. The bathroom is just free game. Who cleans it, who doesn't, is just always upkept. You know what I mean? Like,
never thought about that.
Yeah, it's just got to be good to go. It's got to be. I will say though, I am a stickler for one thing in this community, and that is when you flush, you close the lid. You do not flush with a lid open, especially in my house.
Yeah,
that is a shit cannon waiting to happen.
Well, yeah.
It's in the same room as my shower and my toothbrush, and also it flushes better if the lid is closed. Keep the lid closed. So honestly, if
Dane doesn't want the fumes.
Exactly. Especially knowing what I eat on a regular basis. Good Lord, no. So put the lid down. So if I lived in a house of any women, then it's probably going to be me remembering just to put the lid back up, or I don't know. Maybe
I wonder
that's
if they'll ever do a courtesy flush episode then.
So
There
I'm,
you go.
I'm gonna make the argument the opposite way as a single guy. Okay, so in
All
the
right,
middle
all
in the middle of the night, if I need to get up and take a piss and I'm half asleep, I don't want to piss on the fucking rim and I don't want to piss on the seat. So I'll leave it up so that way when I get up immediately, take a piss. Now once I'm done with that piss, instinctually I might then shut it because I'm just half asleep and I'm just used to doing it. But in the middle, before I go to bed, I do leave the toilet seat up because I want to be able to get up and go to the bathroom. That's all.
future.
Well,
plan.
so living with a woman, they're going to think the same thing. I want to get up in the middle of the night and be able to sit down on the toilet instead of looking. So yeah,
Ooh,
that's the problem.
that's where the dunking happens, right
That's
there.
where the slam dunk happens, and it's like, all right, fuck.
Well, either way, you're sitting in water. You're going to either sitting in my piss or you're sitting in clean water. Take your pick. Take your
You know,
pick. Take your
Can't
pick.
lie, I was a fucking angel about this one. I wipe the seat every time I close it. I do the whole.
My man. Good job, Darren.
I mean, I wipe the rim because obviously, I don't want my rim to get dirty.
That's really the
not.
important one, Matt. That's actually really the important one. It's not really shutting the seat. It's wipe shit down.
Yeah, absolutely. And speaking from a gay perspective, gay guys have clean rims. Anyway,
But yeah, that's the argument continues to rage on. Who's responsible for closing the toilet seat? Let us know. Drop your feedback in the comments below. Do you close the toilet seat? Do you leave it up? Send us an email. Suckmyballspod@gmail.com.
you just find this whole thing
Do you-
ridiculous.
Do you courtesy flush?
Very-
Everybody, that was his one thing. You have to courtesy flush. Don't make the bathroom smell like shit and leave your poop just sitting in the toilet while you're
That
sitting
is
there.
fair. You need to
Yeah.
courtesy flush.
Who does number 2 work for?
You
Or
do need to
at least a
courtesy flush.
poopery if you're a rich person.
Yeah.
Well, I'm just saying courtesy flush is good. And you know what? Go while you're at the fucking store, buy the fucking $2 for $5 little packets of the blue tablets that keep your fucking water blue.
Oh,
Keep
hell
that shit
yeah.
clean, dog. Keep that shit clean. Every time you take a piss or shit and you flush, it cleans it for you.
I
That's all you
just
gotta do.
I know it's clean when it's vanished clean.
Dude, how much-
Done
How much pussy does the guy that invented those get, if it is a guy?
tremendous. And he's got a very blue pool. His hot tub be blue, dude. My man is swimming in it.
I just found out you could fucking make swimming pools out of fucking. They're now doing salt water in swimming pool instead of chlorine. The rich people are doing that shit.
Probably good for your skin, they're saying, and all kinds of stuff.
And they have the money to be able to
And
clean
then,
and maintain a saltwater
On
pool.
top of that, I saw another rich person talk about how now they're not even doing salt water now. If they're doing like hydration water, where there's like fucking the water itself in the pool is all being fucking
Oh
like
my god,
bubbled and made that clean and shit
Gwyneth
water in it.
Paltrow has a pool filled with like lemon scented goddamn seltzer water. Enough.
Lemon scented seltzer water.
Yeah, enough.
So back to the episode. Will you put the toilet seat up or will you put it down? Let us know in the comments below. Let's jump back into the episode. We're going to watch some more clips here now as after Cartman talks about the story to the rest of the classmates in regards to, Clyde. Now his mother is going to come in. But before we get there, which you might have seen on our SMB TikTok, a lot of older clip that I put out years ago, I guess almost a year ago now, is the reverse cowgirl's position. Now, Butters has his own opinion on how you're supposed to sit down and take a Sir Harrington. So let's take a look, and Butters is going to explain how that works.
Wait a minute. You're supposed to poop in a toilet facing out?
Hello?
But I thought you sit on the toilet this way. So you have that nice little shelf for your comic book and your chocolate milk?
Chocolate
Because then
milk
you
and
got the
bathroom
flusher right
milk?
here.
What?
No?
Boggles.
Oh, geez, that's embarrassing.
I mean, it makes sense.
This is when I knew Butters was my favorite, though.
All right,
Like,
guys.
for certain.
Oh, 100%. Butters is just the sweetest thing. And he's also a genius, NFTs and stuff. Yeah, raise your hand, guys. Who tried that after this episode?
I was literally about to
tried
ask
it.
the same question to everybody.
I have tried it, yes.
After you said it, I tried it.
It doesn't
Yeah.
work, but you try it.
It's very different. Well, first off, like as it's going to be explained later, why would you you have to take off your pants, which is why Sir Harrington makes the argument that's why there's a little hole cubby to put your pants there. But yes, I went in one night, and I took my underwear off and I just tried to take a Sir Harrington that way. And I got to say, it's not comfortable because, of course, the seat is set up for the opposite way. So the better try to do it again is to lift up the seat and try to sit that way. And it's not comfortable. But you know, if you turn your seat around, maybe you could get away doing it. I don't know.
Maybe you need to get a bigger seat. Maybe the seat needs to be elongated in the extra direction. Maybe we just need to invent something like attaches to a toilet and you get a little fold out shelf.
Well, because I really do like Butter's idea to have a little shelf for your
Have a little
chocolate
shelf
milk.
while you're talking.
That's I don't
It's
ever
smart.
know where to put my chocolate milk when I'm.
Darren knows you got to put the chocolate milk next to the sink, and it just don't work like that. Sometimes you
doesn't.
need a sippy sip.
Sippy sip. Well, here's Clyde's mom now going to jump into the school and yell at him because he, once again, did not leave the toilet seat down.
Clyde! There you are!
She's still in like
Clyde
morning
Donovan,
clothes.
you come home this instant!
Why?
What have I told you about putting the toilet seat down after you go to the bathroom?
Mom, I'm in class.
I like that Clyde's dad's going to show up. It's like, Betsy, it's really not that big of a deal.
How many times do I have to tell you, Clyde? I was trying to get ready for work and the toilet seat was up again!
Betsy, come back home. It's just not that big a deal.
No, Roger, it's a disgusting habit and I am sick and tired of it. If I had sat down, I would have gotten toilet water all over my vagina.
She's screaming this in a 4th grade classroom.
Okay, now I don't remember now if it's later, but I think Cartman's about to laugh.
My grandma's from Virginia.
Oh, Virginia. Butters.
And his proud little smile. It's my favorite thing. His little, he's so cute.
My grandma's from Virginia.
He just wants to relate.
I'm coming home right now, Clyde, and you are putting the toilet seat down where it belongs. Let's go.
So Clyde leaves, and then later that day, Cartman calls Kyle on the phone.
Dude, I'm telling you.
Or he's like clipping his nails. This is like Mean Girls shit.
Yeah, and he's eating some Twizzlers or some. He's got his comics, books, magazines, all on the phone. This is like, 90s, like a 90s throwback, some shit you would do, right?
Clueless level stuff. Like, yeah, the only thing he's missing is the wire that you're spinning in one finger. I mean, I used to do this crap shit. Pick up the phone, talk to the kid. You know,
It sounds like this might be reminiscent of Dane's.
when are we playing Yu-Gi-Oh next? Oh yeah. Oh dude, I was literally a phone teenager. I was always literally my mom would wake up at like 3 a.m. and pick up the phone to check if I was on it. And sometimes I was.
Wow. No, I didn't. I mean, I had a phone. I used the phone, but like, I also, I guess you just don't call your straight friends.
It's crazy because I'm such a poor communicator now. I don't get back to anybody.
Now I would talk to girls on the phone because girls always said I have a good voice. So I mean, I've been told since I was a kid, I've got a pretty good voice for radio and for the mic. So like, I utilized that when I would talk to girls. Hey, how's it going, man? You Schaefer here.
Yeah.
It's
my God, your voice is so hot. What are you doing right now?
It's Monday night. Are you ready for some excitement?
Yeah, this is your morning wake up call.
I don't know what I would. I don't know what I'd do if I got hit with that, Matt.
Wow, that's what you do.
I might be frightened.
There you go. Scared enough to get wet. All right. Anyway,
That's right. So here's Cartman continuing his gossiping.
It's freaking hysterical. Clyde had to get up in the middle of class and follow his mom home to put the toilet seat down. He was so embarrassed, dude. I thought he was gonna die.
Kyle.
I know, fat ass. I was there.
Kyle's literally got up from dinner to take this phone call. I don't know if you noticed. Let me go back here.
And follow his mom home to put the toilet seat down. He was so embarrassed, dude. I thought he was gonna die.
So here's Kyle. He's
it
sitting
cuts
there.
to Carl. Yeah, the whole family's eating, and he had to step away for this. For this. Cartman is such a free
I know,
man.
fat ass. I was there. His mom goes, Clyde, you're an asshole. And now I got toilet water in my vajayjay. That's not what she said. You're putting extras on it again. It's not that funny. I know, dude. The bathroom's the last bastion of American freedom. Don't you feel just a little bad?
He's got a point.
Clyde?
No,
Well, you should.
he thought about it
Poor
at
guy
least.
shouldn't be screamed at for something that just isn't that big a deal at all.
You might hear those cop sounds in the background. Ladies and gentlemen, that's not me this time. That's the fucking episode as we're going to get there. Yeah, so here's what happens as they're talking on the phone. You hear the sirens calling in the background. Betsy is now going to be seen stuck in the toilet. After examining her, a fireman tells Clyde's father, Roger Donovan, that there's nothing they can do. They ask if they can disconnect the plumbing, but due to the pressure it would rip out his wife's organ, killing her. So for those not understanding, essentially what happened is Betsy shuffled in middle of the night, sat down, wasn't looking, and when she apparently sat down, her whole body filled up the toilet bowl. And as a result, when she then flushed the toilet, it caused a pressure suction situation where she is now being sucked down into the toilet. And apparently, if they disconnect the plumbing, the pressure itself would rip out her intestines.
Boggle.
So it did. We did find out it turned out to be a big deal.
It does turn out to be a big deal, but it's also Clyde's mother's fault again for continuously not paying attention where she went to the bathroom.
Hey.
At this point, if your son has a fucking issue putting the toilet seat down, now the onus is on you to make sure you don't put yourself in a situation where you get your internal organs sucked out through the fucking toilet seat.
That's fair, Darren. I don't know what you think about this, but like you can't
That's
really
fair.
start them off that young, I don't think.
That's fair.
Yeah, Clyde is how many years removed from learning how to shit in a toilet?
Yeah, I mean, if you need to rely on a child in order to not to not die when you go to take a poop, don't
Great
know what to
point.
tell you.
I hope Clyde finds that out in years and years of therapy.
I mean, if anything, the way I look at it here is Betsy Donovan basically played Russian roulette with her asshole.
Yeah, she basically gaslit Clyde all the way up
she
into
did.
it. Like now dude's gonna have trauma thinking it was his mom died because of him and all this stuff, and then it's gonna take till he's 20 years old for people to be like, "No, dude, fuck your mom, man. She shouldn't have gotten her butthole sucked out by the toilet. She's an adult. You were a
Right.
child."
Right?
Oh no.
Here's the cops and the firemen.
What's going on? They're trying to save Clyde's mom. From what? They're saying Clyde left the toilet seat up again.
What does that mean?
This visual of her just stuck in the toilet is
Yeah, it looks like she's trying to open up her wormhole. Like legs are straight up, panties around the ankles, pink slippers on. They have a guy like hooked up to there's a machine. There's 3 firemen. What in the world, dude?
Well, this is how Kurt Cobain went, I believe.
Yeah, that's fair. Actually, I
Yeah,
saw that.
you know, yeah.
Darren's cousin actually produced that documentary, Dane.
Isn't that
Yeah.
crazy? And
That's how I
Darren
know.
produced all of his songs. Darren actually had sex with Courtney Love in 1989.
Yeah. Exactly. All right, here we go.
It was actually technically January 1st of 90, but we'll let that go.
Okay. Yeah, you cranked it in the new year with a little bit of love.
There you go.
There you go.
Hang in there. You're gonna be fine, okay? Stay with me now. I'm sorry, there's nothing we can do. What? When she fell into the toilet, she also made it flush. It created a suction that's literally pulling out her insides. Can't we disconnect the toilet from the plumbing? Yes, we'll have to, but when we do that, the change in pressure will rip out her organs.
But she's not gonna die, is she?
Why'd you leave the toilet seat up, son?
That's bullshit.
What in God's name? They're blaming
That's
him already.
bullshit.
Dear Lord, God, dude, the adults in
Why'd
this,
you leave the
man.
toilet seat up there, son? Huh? Why'd you do it?
Oh, my Lord. And we get this nice dramatic moment here, man.
Bet that firefighter's toilet seat is wide open with a giant turd in it, right?
Yeah,
I
stop
don't
it.
blame you for this. We should have been harder on you all those times you left the toilet seat up.
Bob, I'm sorry.
Shh. I don't have a lot of time, Clyde. Just please put the seat down from now on for your sister's sake. Please. Oh, God, please. Let me go. Let me go. Do it. Do it. Do it.
He releases the valve, shuts off the pipes, and she dies.
Bob.
Mom.
Man, why do these two know how to make this fucked up shit so funny yet so heart-wrenching? These are some terrible traumatic moments.
Now, this is where the episode picks up the debate, as Stephen Stotch is seen talking now at the funeral, saying that he hopes her death will be used as an example so women will take the extra second to put the toilet seat down. Linda Stotch then goes on to say that men should be the ones to put the seat down, which garners the applause of the women at the funeral. After another man disagrees, a woman then says that they should show some more respect since they were at a funeral. She then goes on to say that Clyde will never see his mother again and that the blood is on his penis.
The blood is on your penis.
She tells a 9-year-old kid this.
Oh man! Oh no!
I bet she never planned on telling a 9-year-old child that he had blood on his penis. But
Maybe she was.
you know what's funny is that there's never any mention ever to the fact that men also have to sit down on the toilet. I know it's only half the time, but we also sit down on the toilet.
Yeah. Where's our reprimanding here? Okay.
Oh, we sit down sometimes. Didn't know
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. What happens?
The
if
whole
you
world
don't
hasn't
see it?
known that the whole time. But
Yeah.
we also sit down.
Well, I mean, I'm not trying to start a gender war here, but I would say the consensus is 90% of men probably look before putting their ass down on the seat to take a
I'm
shit.
just saying I've never had my butthole sucked out by a toilet.
Yeah, I'm just saying.
Yeah.
Well,
Had my
hold on.
butthole sucked out by a guy named. All right. Anyway.
well, that's interesting. Well, that'll be for South
That's an
Park
interesting name, Dan.
Yeah, that's what he went by.
Well, that's interesting. That we'll have to talk more about that on South Park After Dark. Here's Steven Stotch talking about
Boggle.
debate.
She always treated people with dignity and respect. What a tragedy. She had to
They
leave
got
us.
her in the
They
coffin that
buried
way.
her in the toilet. They couldn't take her
Wow.
out of the toilet.
No.
They have her dressed up. She's got like the dead people makeup on. She's got new clothes, but they couldn't take her out of the toilet.
mean-
so it's just a toilet in half of a casket.
Look, I know that people might think that when I tell you when I die, I'd like to be at a point where I'm famous enough to be taxidermied. That people think that's a kind of a freaky thing. But at this point, she's already had her inside sucked out. So why didn't they just taxidermy Clyde's mom? I'm just saying, like,
Yeah, the legal thing about it,
They're just pouring salt in Clyde's wound.
Yeah, they really are. They got her right there. At least cremate the bitch in the toilet.
At
Why the
least
fuck
cremate
would
the
you have an
bitch.
open casket?
Just
Well,
flush her.
I mean, they technically.
Yeah, there you go. She's already halfway through.
Yeah, that's. Well, I mean, I guess their thought process was, well, we're having an open casket, so I guess it's okay to have this open toilet seat as well. So, I mean, I was trying to think of something that rhymed with casket that would be remotely similar to like
Don't
gas.
say race again.
I was going to say gasket, but, I didn't think that was appropriate. They did turn off the gasket that sucked off all of her body parts. And once again, I meant, I was talking about you being a perfect race
Well,
within your own body and
oh,
feeling good about
she-
it. Please do not cancel me. Darren?
She is in an open casket, and from the looks of it, everyone can smell her basket.
Oh, there you go.
He's the music producer for Bruno Mars, everybody.
I actually just found out. I heard to the grapevine that Darren is ghostwriting now with Kendrick Lamar. So there you go. He's helping him spit bars.
Oh yeah, he was
Bruno
the one
Mars
that was
did go to my
fun.
high school.
What?
Bruno Mars did go to my high school. His name is Peter, and he does wear a top hat.
Yeah, he wears a top hat.
Oh, a little top hat.
So let's get this debate rocking.
But I'm sure Betsy is hoping her death will help women everywhere.
What?
To take that extra second to look before they sit on a toilet.
What?
I'd like to say, on behalf of the departed, that it isn't a woman's responsibility to see that the seat is down. It's a man's responsibility to put it down.
See,
It's
here we
not
go.
that hard.
When women say that, that's what angers me a little bit because you're basically saying it's all of men's responsibility for how you go to the bathroom, but
Hey.
it's not my responsibility for how you take a shit and how you piss.
It's
Hey,
how she
look.
says it.
Women have to go through a lot of, let's say, shit without making the joke. So they want small courtesies. I understand that. I'm gonna side with them on that part of it. There is also a part where if you live in a universe where you can die, then there is some it's like wearing a seatbelt. You got to fucking check the toilet yourself too.
Well, how about this? You got fellas like, okay, so Matt wants to not have to like bend over and do the whole toilet seat thing when he wakes up in the middle of the night to pee. I actually kind of agree. Leaning over like that, going into hip surgery, not my favorite movement to do.
Fair.
All right, we'll give him that, but here's the deal: you got to leave the toilet seat open after you go.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, there you go. How about that? How about we just figure out a new toilet design, retractable seat, or maybe it doesn't even need that shit. Maybe we design a seat to where it's open enough to where you can piss comfortably without having to worry about it
Actually,
trapping. And then
Maybe
you
it's Butter's idea
I
that we
kinda
were all
like-
missing.
I kind of like the retractable seat idea where you just you walk up to the toilet and at the base of the toilet where you can step on it is a little stick figure standing up and a little stick figure sitting down. And you just touch it with your foot. And if you touch it with the one standing up, the seat retracts. And if you touch it with the one sitting down, it comes back out. Like that would actually be fucking smart.
We need to get Apple on this because they're so great at scanning faces. They need to be able to discern if you're looking at a toilet seat from the front or the ass side. It'll scan you. It'll know it's an ass unless you have a really weird dick or vagina. Excuse me.
I was just thinking realistically.
You guys, this already exists though. Like it's called. So you ever been into a bathroom in like a stadium? There's urinals and then there's a stall with a toilet. You get in a urinal and you sit on the toilet. So, I mean, you could go that way, but then the argument to be made, men also sit down. So if we're only using the toilet for pooping, then men are sitting every time they use that toilet. And we will also start saying, you need to leave the toilet seat down.
Yeah.
Well, no, that's what I'm saying. The retractable toilet seat, a retractable toilet seat would work. I like that.
But yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like if everyone had a urinal in their bathroom, which I know, but that should be an affordable thing. You know what I'm saying?
Look at Japan. Japan just
That's
has
fair.
like an open hole in a river. It's like anyone can use those.
He's right. No, Darren makes a good point. We should make normalizing urinals in apartments and homes a thing. Because if you have that, then you would never have to fucking lift the seat up on the toilet.
Way less water, dude. Way less water.
That is a good argument.
Yep.
Urinals. Well, I'm going to look into that when I buy my own house. I'll put goddamn urinals in there and then nobody can fucking get upset.
Yeah.
Right?
There you go.
Wouldn't it be nice to have a urinal in your house?
It would be nice.
I'm sorry. You know what? I'm going to ask the apartment complex if I can install.
Let's fucking go. Well, here's the continuation of this funeral now with the women and the men now starting to kick up. Starting to kick up with their shit.
Putting the toilet seat down isn't that hard. So is it too much to ask women to just look and put it down before they go plopping their butts blindly to the toilet bowl?
My God, people, this is a funeral. Please have some respect. There's a little boy here who has lost his mother. He'll never see her again. Because he couldn't take that 0.6 of a second to put the toilet seat down when he was done peeing. Now little Clyde's mother is dead, and the blood is on his penis.
It's bad. Why would you say
She
that?
said have some respect and then made the most disrespectful comment out of anybody.
Oh my gosh. So here's what happens now. As Cartman has pointed out early on throughout this episode, the bathroom is the last bastion of American privacy. And that point is correct. Even to this day, no matter if you go into a public place, your work, wherever it is the last bastion of public privacy.
You there, that work can't reach you, your bullshit can't reach you, your family, your friends, your co-workers, your spouse. The bathroom is the single place, no matter where a bathroom is, where you can have supreme separation from the world. You can't even have that in your sleep because you dream.
You still don't get that. Unfortunately, yeah, that is taken from you when you're dating a woman, though. She's like, why didn't you leave the door open this time?
Door open for what? So you can just peek in and be like, hey, you peeing or you having sex with another woman?
You just start wafting the fucking smell out there.
And then also the Louis C.K. joke where it's like when you're a dad and you have kids, then you have to leave the door open because then your stupid kids could like.
Well, that definitely. That has a logical explanation for it, at least.
You close the bathroom door and your kid's like shoving forks in outlets.
All right, there it is. The bathroom door is shut. Go.
Comes right out the window.
But Cartman now going to be sitting in his living room because of the result of Betsy Donovan dying. Well, a new law is going to be enacted into South Park, Colorado, where they now have to buckle up. It's the law.
Mom, get the door!
Just screaming.
Hello, ma'am. We're the Toilet Safety Administration.
The TSA.
What?
After the recent tragedy, new safety regulations require us to check every toilet for security. Can we come in?
Sure.
Now there
I
are
would,
two.
I would not let uniformed men come in to check my fucking toilet unless I had paid for them. Then, that's a difference.
Now, of course, if you're Eric Cartman, you of course have been professing that the bathroom is the last place of his privacy. Now, but we also know that Cartman takes his toilet time seriously.
Oh, horrendous
Where are these
stuff.
butthos?
It's the Toilet Safety Administration, hon. They're gonna do something to the potty.
My potty? What are they gonna do to it?
Cartman got up so fucking fast. What? Are you gonna do my toilet?
Hey, that's my bathroom!
Oh, yeah, we're gonna have to completely redo this, ma'am.
Oh,
You need to have this counter moved a minimum of 6 inches, but we'll go ahead and install your safety belt.
safety belt?
Federal law requires all toilets to be fitted with a safety harness so that nobody can fall in.
Dude, you can't make me wear a seatbelt to take a dump!
This is for your safety. A woman died, you know.
Yeah, but the blood's on Clyde's wiener, not mine!
He makes a strong argument.
I just love how that's now caught on immediately. The blood's on Clyde's wiener, not mine.
Well, it's like, why blame me for Clyde's bloody penis?
That's true.
Absolutely.
That's true.
This wasn't like the 9/11 of toilets, okay?
That's right. So now this is Clyde and the boys. They are going to a lawyer. So here's the second part of this episode, as we talked about earlier, the Sir Harrington. So here's how that comes into play. They go to this office and they see if they can sue the inventor of the toilet. And that name is Sir John Harrington, as they think that it was not Clyde's fault that his mother died. But Mr. Harrington, despite the fact that he is dead, the lawyer proclaims that anybody can be sued, even the dead, and they can perform a suance in order to communicate with the dead. And of course, after confirming that Clyde has the money, the lawyer agrees to perform a suance. So yeah, let's show a little bit of this information here.
We are really worried about our friend Clyde. Everywhere he goes, people are telling him he has blood on his wiener.
Uh-huh, go on.
We keep trying to tell him maybe this all isn't his fault. Maybe the people who made the toilet are to blame for what happened. So
There you
we
go.
were just wondering if we could sue
Flowing
somebody.
all over again.
You can always sue somebody.
All right. You see, Clyde? Okay, we want to help him sue whoever invented the toilet.
You got it.
You got it.
Here we go. Inventor of the toilet. Sir John Harrington.
Wikipedia.
Kelston, England, died 1692.
Oh, he's dead? So then we can't sue him?
Why not? You can always sue somebody. It's just gonna take some special protocol. We would have to perform a suance.
Using
And
her
now this episode is going off the rails.
You bet. Here at Hoffman and Turk, we specialize in suing the dead. If you hire us, we'll work hard for you.
Wow, really? You hear that, Clyde?
Now look.
You hear that, Clyde? Go ahead.
And like now they're forcing Clyde like they did with Craig. It's like Clyde don't want to be doing this. Clyde is grieving right now because they blamed his penis for his mother's death.
Boggle.
Yeah. So the lawyer, of course, agrees to do it.
A suance can be very expensive.
How expensive?
How much do you have?
Clyde got $3,000 from his mom's life insurance.
Whoa. That's exactly how much a suance costs.
Stupid.
He like looks around the room.
Wow.
That's
What?
weird.
That's weird. That's
What a
Jimmy.
little bitch.
Yeah, how coincidental.
How fucking coincidental to take advantage of someone grieving while they're dead. While that's going on, Randy is seen taking a shit while not wearing a seatbelt, and a cop comes up to his window and catches him. And despite Randy pleading, he gives him a ticket. Randy then calls the cop an asshole under his breath, but the cop hears it and says, "What did you say?" And Randy's like, "Oh, no, I was talking to my asshole. Come on, asshole, let's get back to work." And then later, go ahead.
No, I was just making laughy noises.
Well, later, Cartman and Butters are seen at the IHOP waiting in line for the bathroom. The line has grown excessively long due to the TSA setting up an airport-style security check. Cartman then opens up the door to the bathroom, demanding that he have access to the bathroom because he's about to defecate in his pants. TSA asks him if it's okay if he can inspect inside your asshole first. Cartman says, "No, you can't say that, man. Yes, man." Shortly after, Gerald Brofowski, Kyle's father, is seen coming out of the bathroom, and a TSA agent then inspects his anus and wipes it for him, soothing Gerald by saying that he is a big boy.
You just gotta check your asshole.
I just need to check inside your asshole. That's all. All right, so here's Randy taking his shit, and the cops showing up while he's pooping.
Beautiful mountains.
Yeah. Here comes the cop.
Oh, damn it!
Tries to quickly put on a seatbelt.
Hey, officer. You're sitting on the toilet. You need to be wearing your safety belt, sir. Yeah, no, I had it on. I just took it off for a second to get the
Address here is 260 Avenue de los Mexicanos.
Oh, come on, don't give me a ticket.
Gotta wear the safety belt or you
That's
could
what-
fall in.
I'm not gonna
Avenue
fall in. I'm not
de
a
los
chick.
what?
That's where that what?
Law, sir.
That's
Pay
the
this by mail or
street?
appear in court on that date. Have a good day, sir.
Yeah, thanks, asshole. You say something? No, I was talking to my asshole. Come on, asshole. Let's get back to work.
Come on, asshole.
I don't know what to say.
Let's get back to work. Yeah, let's recap again, since just in case you missed it here. You guys mentioned the address here. Let's go back to the address really quick of where he lives.
Sir?
You're sitting on the toilet. You need to be wearing your safety belt, sir.
Yeah, no, I had it on. I just took it off for a second to get the
Address here is 260 Avenue de los Mexicanos.
Avenue de los Mexicanos. Who saw that one coming?
Did not see.
I
that
did not
coming.
realize that that's the street they lived on.
No, what's with South Park?
If you gave me even a multiple choice before this moment, if you had given me a multiple choice of like what street does Stan Marsh live on, I would
wouldn't have
not.
been Avenue.
Even if that was one of the options, I wouldn't have clicked on it.
Avenue
I would have
Des-
failed millionaire immediately.
Yeah.
Boggle.
2627 Avenue de Mexicano.
I would
Los
not
Mexicanos
have been a trivia
well.
champion. I would
Oh.
not have been a trivia god.
Right. Here's IHOP now.
Shoes off, belts off, sharp objects go in the plastic tray. This is inhumane. Shut up, sir.
Yeah, that's how it be.
Today, ma'am.
No.
Just
we
filling her up?
need to be.
I just needs to check inside your asshole.
Hey, how about you people speed it up in here? I'm about to crap my pants, and I demand access to the toilet right now.
All right, do you mind if I touch your balls, sir?
What? Yes, I mind. Do you mind if I touch your fucking balls?
You mind if I touch your fucking balls?
I need to clip that for when umpires check the baseball for like sticky stuff, you know, and check if they're cheating. You mind if I check your balls, sir?
Dude, your balls are kind of sticky. You sure? You
Yes,
get
that man.
good
Can I
enough?
check your? Yes, that man. Can I check your balls? Apparently, this has turned into some sort of co-ed bathroom type situation, as we saw the woman in there getting her asshole checked. Cartman barges in, but now Gerald's coming out of the bathroom.
Okay, I'm done. All right, sir, I just need to check inside your asshole.
I don't need you wiping my ass for me. I'm a grown man.
Yes, you're a big boy, aren't you, sir?
Yeah, I'm a big boy.
That's a big boy, sir.
I'm a big boy. I took a big boy poop.
Oh.
Can anyone imagine Matt Stone having to say that in a sound booth? Like,
Yes.
big boy poop, and he's a billionaire now.
He had so much fun saying that.
Oh my
Right.
God, who wouldn't?
All right, so let's jump ahead now to the suance here, where they're going to sue Sir John Harrington, and they're going to try to bring him. They're going to try to summon him, so that way they can serve him with the proper legal paperwork.
Well, I
Maybe I
believe this.
do and maybe I don't. Might need a little something to jar my memory.
We gotta grease him. Put 100 in the box.
Oh yeah, Harrington, I know him. Always going around inventing things.
Yes, that's him. Is his personage amongst you?
Well, maybe it is and maybe it isn't.
Give him another 100.
Yeah, I've seen him around all right. He was just down that way, bragging about some porcelain machine and what have you. No! No!
My By the power of Christ, we sue you! By the power of Christ, we sue you!
You can't sue me!
Ah!
Jesus
Quick,
Christ.
put the other 300 in the box! Ah! Ah!
Wow.
This-
That was drag me to hell levels of
This
creepy.
ghost, this ghost loves cash.
This
Amen.
lawyer. Well, I mean, obviously, and we'll find this out later. But this whole thing is a setup, right? He's trying to scam the boys here.
Oh yeah, it's like a
Oh,
literal reference to like seance scams back when Houdini was trying to debunk them. Because this is what they would do: they would have things under the table that would make them shake. They would have like sparklers and stuff. They would have like voices, but it was just some guy in the other room.
Well, and correct me if I'm wrong. I do believe Nintendo invented the seance.
They did, yeah. They're still suing people that are already dead to this day.
Yeah.
Now
I believe
here's
so.
Here's Randy. The TSA has gotten so crazy that they're now in people's homes. So here's Randy about to go to the bathroom.
Put your coffee in the plastic tray, please, start. Shows off,
This
belts
would
off.
piss me off.
Yeah.
Dude, there's
Got
3
any
people in
metal
there.
your pockets? I just needs to check your asshole. So ridiculous. Asshole clear? Thanks. Pick your coffee up, sir.
I'd shit in the bushes.
Anyways, he says...
So Randy now goes to take a shit, and these people sit there and they just go back to their fucking like gossiping.
How are you gonna? Never mind. And he has to take the coffee with. It's just, oh my god.
I would just make sure my shits were extra rank every time.
Right.
I'd make them put up with just absolute. Like I'd have a tray of asparagus sitting next to the toilet at all times. Like I would make the experience as awful as possible for them because they are for me. Because this is some bullshit right here. I don't know.
Literally.
I ain't getting nothing anyway, so then you can... Hey, what's that thing? That's a camera. It's a security camera. Oh, you people have me on camera now? It's okay, sir. There's just one person viewing the monitors in a discreet location.
So now
We're
gonna go to that guy who's jacking off.
Yeah. Oh God.
Just
Yeah.
looking at like hundreds of fake shits.
Let's go back a little bit. There it is. See, look at he's got all these monitors up, all these women going to the bathroom, guys going to the bathroom, children going to the bathroom, and he's got it up on his screen with the napkin around his neck with a large bottle of lotion. Yeah, not the best.
Not the best.
Not the best at all. So,
oh God.
So it's at this point now, the man who reviews the recordings is seen then laughing and masturbating to the various cameras installed in the bathrooms.
Boggle.
Cartman is then seen speaking at a rally next, saying that they should simply bolt their toilet seats down so the government can no longer enforce toilet seats. The women, however, disagree, saying that the men will just pee on the seat. After a brief scuffle, the crowd decides to simply live with the TSA and the laws. It's at this point we go back to the Suwant stand. Clyde, Jimmy, Kyle, and the lawyer are seen performing their second seance. However, the lawyer motions are supposedly denied. The lawyer then claims that they must get their friends and family to sign a petition and get about $50 each. We then go back and we see the TSA agent once again masturbating to various people being recorded going to the bathroom. However, after flipping the streams a few times, he's going to come across Eric Cartman, who has a baby and a gun. Cartman then pulls a tied-up TSA agent into view of the camera, and then he sprays black paint on the camera, causing the man to call security breach into an intercom.
Security.
It's the start.
All right, so here's Cartman now speaking at the rally, trying to convince the rest of the town. Look, let's just bolt our toilet seats down. Cartman doesn't care. He'll take the shit. He'll sit down. He's fine.
Now listen, all we have to do is agree as a community to all bolt our toilet seats down. If it can't raise or lower, there will be zero chance of anyone falling in.
Hey, yeah, if there's no toilet seats, the government can't make toilet seat laws. All right, let's do it.
Women are not happy.
Hold on. If the seat can't raise up, the men will just pee all over it.
No, we won't.
No, we won't.
Yeah, you will. Well, sorry women might have to deal with a little splash of pee on the rim, but it's a far better solution than having the government in our bathrooms, right?
How about we agree to that if men will agree that they will always sit down to urinate?
Well, no, you can't make men sit down to pee. How could we play sink the boat?
Yeah, how will Nelson and I make an X on sleepover nights? What about
What?
us loggers? Hard-working men who like to stand up after they've taken a...
This was great though.
The brawny guy just comes out. He doesn't even fucking live in this town.
What about us more hardworking loggers who like to come home after a hard day and have taken a big poop and cut their logs with their pee?
Nelson and I make an X on sleepover nights. What about us loggers? Hard-working men who like to stand up after they've taken a poo and then turn around and cut their poo in half with their urine.
Well, sorry, but if we don't want the government treating us like children, we might have to give up being able to pee our feces in half.
Cartman makes
Like,
sound logic.
Who does that? That's disgusting.
I've done that. After I saw this episode, I tried it.
I would absolutely never, ever do that.
Yeah,
I stopped looking at my own poo when I was like 11.
Darren tried it too. I know he did.
Oh, yeah. Darren's a strong logger.
I was dropped out for whatever reason there for a couple seconds, so I don't know what I tried, but I tried it.
Yep, basically, the logger came on and he said, "What about us loggers? After we come home from a long day of work, who like to stand up after taking their poop and cut it with their pee?"
Yeah,
and then
loggers.
And Cartman says, "Well, if we don't want the government in our bathroom, we'll have to give up cutting our poop with pee."
Just a couple concessions.
Are people not peeing while they're still sitting down? Is that just me? Do they stand back up and then pee?
Apparently, the logger, he takes a shit, and then right before he lets that last bit of urine that comes out that you get after you've taken the shit that signifies your poop is over, he gets up and he pisses through the poop.
He's not taking big enough poops.
Apparently, but yes, as I thought, Darren, I was like, Darren definitely stood up and cut his log after this episode too.
I mean, yeah, that's why I'm saying he doesn't take big enough poops.
Folks been logging around these pots for generations.
Folks been logging around these.
And his pappy for him. Yeah, I think we gotta just live with the TSA.
Yeah.
So now here they are. They're finishing their second seance. I'll skip forward a little bit here.
This Spectre is like none I've ever encountered. He managed to avert liability with an injunction against our claim.
So what does that mean?
We'll hit him with a class action lawsuit tomorrow. We'll need all your friends and family to sign a petition and kick in about $50 each.
What?
Hang in there, Clyde. This is all to make the world a safer place.
All right, so as I mentioned, here's the TSA guy jerking it.
Big bottle.
Oh God, the sound.
As he's siphoning through the different videos.
Just finding a good one. Oh, there's one. Lady reading a book.
He likes yellow.
He's gonna do a long pump here on the fucking lotion. That's
The
slow long pump, dude. I
That's
think there's like a Canadian woman on one of those cameras. Just like way too much, dude.
One more. Oh no, there's two.
Oh
God.
All right, here's Cartman now. He's about to show up.
The sound designer had fun with this scene.
There's Cartman just standing there in the middle of the bathroom.
Staring at the camera. The guy's taking it back, but then he slowly starts going back at the crank.
He's holding the gun now. He puts it on a stool.
That guy is so confused.
He brings a baby in. He puts the baby next to the toilet.
So there's a toilet, a baby, and a gun.
And then you got the tied up TSA agent. Security, bitch. And then he blacks out the camera. His eyes get all big.
No.
Security breach.
Like, dude, are you gonna pull up your pants now? What the fuck?
All right, so now the TSA is going to come under fire because of this conundrum.
Bring the toilet seat up. The head TSA chief of operations had this to say.
She.
Meanwhile, outraged civilians are claiming they're finally fed up with the overblown government bureaucracy. What good is the TSA if they aren't protecting us? Why have we given up freedom if terrorists can take a hostage in a bathroom with a baby and a gun on the toilet?
And the toilet seat was up.
We've all stood by as Mother Government has taken our dignity.
That's right.
That's it.
Now it's time for us to take responsibility for ourselves.
Yeah,
It is time for us all to grow up.
that's right.
And then this is fucking Randy. This is ridiculous. Here we go.
It is time for a seance.
Wait, what?
What?
What the fuck is a suet?
Tom, I'm standing outside the South.
He's like, I just want to poop.
Right. So now, as we mentioned, the seance is about to happen. The kids got all their friends and family, which is, of course, how we have to assume that that's how the parents found out about this. And now they're at the Colorado State Courthouse, provided by, of course, KCBR News, with a guy who has no hair, probably should be wearing a hairpiece. And they're going to deliver the news.
Park Courthouse, where experts have successfully
It's like Dr.
summoned the
Phil.
ghost of toilet
Dr. Phil.
inventor Sir John Harrington. Now
Sir
that the
John.
spirit has crossed over from the dead, lawyers are going to try and sue him. Sir Thomas Harrington, your extreme negligence hath cost taxpayers millions.
No! No!
You will
The
be
judge
sued,
is
spirit,
just
by
so done
liability
with this.
The judge is like, oh my God, this is so stupid.
Yeah, he's probably
is
seen this
without
before.
question.
He sits backwards like butter,
Here
so he
before
doesn't
this court,
care.
Harrington.
Never!
Quick, everyone, get out all your money.
Now, before this can actually happen, the real ghost of Sir John Harrington actually walks in.
He's like, this is not our effect.
Well, actually, I'm sorry. First, it's Clyde's mom.
Clyde. Clyde.
As if he didn't go through enough.
Right?
This lawyer is a fraud. He has been swindling you and your friends for your money.
Fuck me, it's a ghost.
Sue the dead, Clyde. Putting the toilet seat down is a matter of simple etiquette. It's common sense, Clyde.
Oh boy, here we go.
Still.
Don't try and blame Mommy's death on anything but your failure to do something I asked you time and time again to do. It's your fault.
Now hold on just a second.
Yep.
It's not anyone's fault.
Boom.
I am sick and tired of all this nonsense over my
There it is.
porcelain toilet machine. There he is, Sir John Harrington.
Now, if you'd like to see this full clip in detail, you can watch our TikTok. We're going to just skip ahead just a little bit to where he explains how you're actually supposed to use the toilet.
Supposed to be facing this way, so you can use the little shelf for your books and your quill and your ink.
Butters.
I
And your
told you
chocolate
you wanted
milk.
it that way. I told you.
Fucking Butters gets the call back. I told you. I told you.
Butters wins.
Why wouldn't you sit towards the shelf?
Right? He's even going to say that.
Why would I design it so that when you're finished taking a Sir Harrington, you have to stand up, turn around, and look down right at your Harrington to flush?
That's gross.
Well, yeah, but if you sit on it that way, you gotta take your pants all the way off. Of course! Why do you think I designed toilet rooms with a laundry hole?
With a laundry hole.
Oh, that's what that hole is for?
Oh. Of course, all the men go, oh, and Mr. Garrison's like, wait, he's speechless.
So because of this,
Oops.
the case is dropped because obviously they can't have no grounds. They were using the toilet incorrectly. So by using the toilet incorrectly, there is no case. However, everything is thrown out, and now we've returned back to Cartman's house.
So then Clyde's mom's ghost is all like, Clyde, what have I told you, Clyde, you asshole? And
Gossiping
Clyde's all like,
to Clyde
"Leave me
himself.
alone, I'm seriously, stop, please. Dude, it was a riot. That's not what I said.
Now, look, Clyde is actually using the toilet now that way. He's got his comic book down on his little shelf so he can read.
See, now I'm probably going to try it again.
You know what? I'm thinking after this, I'm thinking, guys, boys here, boys abroad, anyone listening to this right now, gender non-conforming, sit the toilet seat the other way. Take your pants off and try it out. If we can come
Join us
together as an American country, we can stop all this tomfoolery.
And then we can have a shelf for our chocolate milk.
And then we can have a shelf for chocolate milk. So here's how it ends.
Yeah, well, I'm just glad that stupid TSA crap is over with. I know you've had a tough week, Clyde, but at least your mom didn't die for nothing. I mean, We're kind of right back to the bathroom being the last bastion of American freedom, so technically your mom did die for nothing. But... Clyde.
Dad.
Clyde.
Now Clyde gets up, and I love this. Clyde defiantly said, even though Clyde sat down on the toilet and peed this way, he still gets up, defiantly looks down, looks back, looks at the toilet, says, you know what? Fuck you.
Flips the seat up, gives
Fuck
a
you,
finger
Mom.
to the sky.
And that is how
Good
the
man.
episode...
Good
Right
man.
through the trauma, boy. Good guys.
That's what I meant was going to happen when he was in his 20s, but he got it
You
out
got
of the way.
that shit taken care of now, Darren.
Yep.
It's, it's not his
That's
fault.
what I
but
meant.
It's definitely not his fault. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we'll be right back on the other side with some more trivia, pop culture, and storyline continuity. We'll be right back. Welcome back now on the other side. Once again, shout out to our sponsors provided by Spreaker. You can check them out if you choose. Tell them SMB of South Park Review sent you. If you want to download the Spreaker app, we do make a little bit more ad revenue. We'd appreciate that. If not, go ahead and continue giving us a 5-star review, like, share on all your favorite podcast catchers, as well as you can hit that like and subscribe button right here on YouTube. Hit that little bell, and you'll be notified when more content, more South Park information drops. We got the final season's 26 episode finally coming out to you. It's going to be edited up. Spring break, final season episode of season 26, recorded in the can. That's coming, as well as a litany of other episodes. Check us out. Hit that like and subscribe button. Buymeacoffee.com/South Park Fan Club. Join our Discord server, and you'll get, of course, exclusive access to these videos first as well. Let's get into some trivia. Now, of course, as I tell you each and every week, I am not the 2022 Red Rocks Day 1 South Park Trivia Champion. I am not a doctor of thugonomics, punkonomics, polyphonics, and scooponomics. I am not a trivia god. But I'm going to do my best. So here's some trivia. Quick couple hits. Betsy Donovan is voiced by Trey Parker in this episode due to last-minute script changes. She was formerly voiced by April Stewart, who played Wendy. The calendar in the lawyer's office corresponds with the date the episode aired, March 14th, 2012. Clyde Donovan is reading a Mint Berry Crunch comic book while Eric Cartman talks to him there at the end, and one of the pages there is an advertisement for Sea People. And finally, the framed picture in Clyde's restroom is the same one that was on the shirt Gerald Broflowski was wearing in Mr. Garrison's fancy new vagina.
Oh.
And that is your trivia. And now, it's time for the man who brings that pain in the digital marketing game. The guy that solicits those pics to get your clicks. It's time for some pop culture with Dane Becker.
Send me the link real quick.
Oh, okay. Sorry.
Yeah, you're good.
I did see a message from you.
I didn't want to interrupt your... I laughed at the jacking off reel.
Jacking off.
It's good stuff.
It's great stuff. Check out.
All right.
Pop culture with Dane Becker.
Just like the episode is entitled, this is Reverse Cowgirl, and we are going to ride this pop culture all the way to the end. The title of this episode is the name of a sex position in which intercourse is performed with the inserting partner sitting or laying down and the straddling partner on top but facing away. Additionally, is a play on the position people regularly sit on the toilet with, which, according to this episode, is the opposite of John Harrington's intended position. The term seance is a play on the words sue and seance, a ritual performed to talk to spirits, both sue and seance. The lawyer subplot equates lawyers to being similar to psychics that take money from gullible people. The scenario where Betsy is stuck on the toilet and forcibly removing her would kill her is similar to a dilemma in the film Signs, in which a woman is stuck between a tree and a car in a way that moving the car would be fatal to her. As well, it would just release all of her organs. Fair movie. While the lawyer is researching John Harrington, he uses a site called Wiki, a parody of the online encyclopedia, Wikipedia. The courtroom scene where Betsy Donovan appears before Clyde as a ghost parodies the film Casper. What? Let me read this again. The courtroom scene where Betsy Donovan appears before Clyde as a ghost parodies the film Casper, when Kat's deceased mother, Amelia, appears before Casper. That happened? That sounds really dark for that movie.
It did. It happened.
Yeah. Anyway.
Pop culture.
Pop culture, baby. Hey, in French, this is called deadly toilets. In German, it's called riding backwards. In Hungarian, it's called toilet paper. In Italian, it's called reverse sitting. In Japanese, it's called ghost lawsuit. And in Spanish, it's called women on top. Thought everyone needed to know that.
That's your pop culture with Dane Becker. All right, let me get you a quick couple hits here. Some storyline continuity. Cartman is watching Terrence and Philip and Not Without My Anus when the THC agents arrive. The bathroom on the Donovan residence has changed significantly since being shown in the episode Licecapades. Despite her death in this episode, Betsy Donovan later makes a cameo in Chupacabra at the end of You're Not Yelping. Betsy's death, though, is referenced several times in later works. For example, South Park, The Fractured Butthole. Clyde posts a message on Crustagram which says, "Dad, if you can see this, I love you. I'll say hi to Mom for you." As well as it was referenced in the recent the recent Streaming Wars. I guess not Streaming Wars. It was maybe Panderverse. It was Panderverse with the I got cred. No, not suitable for children. I got cred, bitches. I got cred. In that episode, Clyde is the whole thing about being it was all set up around him because he couldn't get cred because Clyde's new fucking stepmom that his girlfriend that the dad dating doesn't like cred or whatever. So they do reference that even as well later in like one of the brand new specials. So
yeah,
ladies and gentlemen, I got cred, bitches. I've got cred. Dane Becker, what did you like or dislike about this episode?
I liked its comparison to lawsuits and psychics of the Houdini age. I think that was very apt. I enjoyed everyone talking about how it's all on Clyde's wiener. That was funny. And also, most importantly, I liked the inclusion of John Harrington, who was a real person and famously a very, very, very well-known writer back in sort of like the 1500s to, early 1600s era. He was very famous, especially because there's something that he wrote that is still quoted to this day, and I'm going to basically axe it in half to try to remember, but it was something along the lines of, if treason never prospers, then what's the reason? But if it does prosper, then no one calls it treason. I always thought that was an incredible line still used in politics today. And he was, in fact, the inventor of the lavatory. He built it himself for himself in his own home. And get this, he had a name for it. He named his toilet. He is incredible. Famously, he was, working for, I think, Elizabeth I. Everything that this episode kind of represented him as was kind of true, but they didn't even go that far. He was a man of many talents, and he did invent the flushing toilet. So that was good.
Also want to shout out to astronaut John Harrington, who was the first Native American astronaut as well. Same name, April of 2024. He spoke last year on a speaking tour. Anyway, I just want to shout that out. First Native American named John Harrington as well.
Very cool.
Darren, what did you think about this episode? Like, dislike, thoughts?
I got one phrase for you. Just one. You can always sue somebody.
You can always sue somebody.
I like just their play on, what Dane said, the whole suance thing and that culture mixed in with the lawyer and sue happy culture, just both equally scammy, and I love it. I like that they combined those two things. It's fucking hysterical to me. Dane absolutely shit on my answer with all those facts there. There's no way I can follow that up, but
I like shit like that. I love the history of writers, and Sir John Harrington, his stuff is still used in politics today. He was a pretty incredible man for his time.
I liked this episode as well. I thought, the side story there with Sir John Harrington and South Park basically saying that you were all using the toilet wrong is great. Them gaslighting us on this episode, gaslighting the viewers. I love Butters' come up at the end where he was correct. That is the correct way to use the toilet. So you, as Darren pointed out, so you can have a place to put your chocolate milk. I mean, that sounds fucking great. And I think I agree with you guys. I probably will, over the next 24 hours, probably attempt to try it again. I will sit down and try to take a proper Sir John Harrington with a glass of chocolate milk in my cred fucking jar, or my cred bottle. I will definitely do that.
Do you have to hold your pinky up and say Harrington while you...
Harrington!
As you're pushing
Treason!
Yeah.
No, that's how Elvis Presley went.
That's how exactly how Elvis Presley went.
Struggling. He had pills in his system. He was constipated because of it, and that man pushed himself into a brain fart to rival brain farts, the Yellowstone of brain farts, really. And Darren would know. He was in the room when it happened.
I was.
Yeah.
So made my mom cry.
So overall, I thought that was funny. I liked Cartman, of course, not wanting to have his privacy, defending his last bastion of privacy. And he does make a good point that still stands to even today, as we talked about 2024. The bathroom is your last form of privacy. Like once they start putting cameras in the bathroom, it's all going to go downhill from us from there. Then we literally have no privacy anywhere. So yeah. Get your business done in the bathroom. Do your drugs, have sex, take care of people, sex traffic. I don't know. I'm just kidding. Don't, Darren, please edit all that out.
I'm actually only going to edit out the sex traffic part.
My
The rest
man
can
has
stay.
gone race to sex. My MSG is literally Drake in a mask.
Well, I'm just becoming part of the Illuminati.
Steal vehicles. I mean, leave bras in the front seat, steal radios, fill them up in the car.
Hey, I mean,
do
I'm just
whatever you need to do.
I'm just using the Skin Medica from Oprah, microfiber blasts of little people's penises. So,
I wish.
We're there. Well, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to do it for another edition of SMB, a South Park review. We'll be back next week for season 16, episode number 2, Cash for Gold. What happens when, we find out that Cartman launches his own gem shopping channel, and Stan will do whatever it takes to stop older senior citizens from being taken advantage by the QVC shopping channel. It's coming up next week on another edition of SMB, a South Park review.
Also, if you never hear from me again, it was a 6'1" gentleman with a ponytail. Just kidding. Turn off that so I'm not sending you back to you.
All right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3. Everybody ready? 2. 1 second. Hold on. Wrong place.
South Park?
All right, here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2.